Everybody wants to know, LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
Okay, what are your thoughts on LeBron James? Not as a player. We know he's a great player, but most time when guys are great players, they're horrible managers. We don't have to go no further than Michael Jordan. The list goes on, Elgin Bell. I think the only actual great player that was a good manager was Larry Bird.
Jerry West.
Larry Bird. Isaiah Thomas, disaster as a coach and manager. He ruined the Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about LeBron then as a manager, not as a player. He's a great player, but already we have an inkling once he retired, and you know he's going to get a basketball team.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him as being a manager?
The GM is not a good GM. He doesn't do good due diligence as the GM of the Lakers right now.
Okay, so let's start with him. Let's kind of do a chronologically go along. When he first gets with Cleveland, what are your thoughts on that?
It was at first great, and then Cleveland relied on saying LeBron was so good, we can just rely on him winning every day, every night.
Right.
And obviously that didn't work because he couldn't win the finals or go back to a finals again. He went to one.
Right.
So he wasn't. So he was asking for a superstar, and their resolve was getting you Mo Williams,
Right. He's not a star.
Antoine Jameson, Ben Wallace, and Shaquille O'Neal corpse.
Yeah.
So he didn't get what he really was wanting back then.
Yeah, it's my memory. Nobody that was young and up and coming wanted to go play with LeBron. Remember, everybody hated LeBron. They hated LeBron. They hated Kobe.
Like Joe Kim Noah said about Cleveland. What's there to do in Cleveland? Cleveland is just terrible.
And it's cold. Especially in the wintertime. They play in the winter.
Nothing to do out there.
Yeah. So he could never get any talent. Okay, so now he cannot get any talent. He goes to Miami. Pat Riley looked like he wasn't having the GM.
Pat Riley's a micromanager, so he's not gonna allow nothing outside what he wants.
Right. Do you think that was one of the reasons why LeBron stay was so short there?
It was a story that Gilbert Arenas said that LeBron usually has 2 cookie bags. You know, he has a real strict diet, but he splurges when he wants to.
Okay.
And he had 2 cookie bags on the plane ride back. Pat Riley said everybody getting fat on the team, so he threw all these players snacks. LeBron wasn't on the plane yet. So he threw everybody's stuff away.
Okay.
But usually, even when they do these big wide things, they don't touch the superstar stuff.
Right.
Pat Riley says, and the flight attendant says, that's LeBron cookies. I don't care about no LeBron. Throw it all away. LeBron finally gets on the plane. He's like, man, can I please get my cookies and stuff like that? And like all nice, polite and stuff. And he's like, well, haven't you heard? Pat threw everything away. He said, nah, Pat didn't throw away my cookies. He know better, man. Nah, everybody's stuff is thrown away. And that right there was in 2014. That year, LeBron left the next year.
Yeah.
He was done. Right. It was no control that he could have.
Right.
But Pat's a micromanager, so it's also tough on your ear.
Yeah. He likes physical teams too.
Yeah.
Right. So LeBron wasn't having it, because LeBron wants some control.
Yeah.
Okay. So then he goes back to Cleveland. The owners, remember the owner dogged him out.
They said a letter that he would never get for the city of Cleveland. Right. Dan Gilbert says, LeBron, you curse, you're never going to get a ring before you apologize and come back to Cleveland.
Right.
That obviously wasn't true, but
right.
It's still the hurt of Cleveland from him, and they were both hurt.
So LeBron coming back to Cleveland, I guess this is really his beginning of his managing and trading and bringing in players.
Of the GM.
The GM. This is the beginning of the GM. It's when he comes back to Cleveland. All right, so what do you think when he got rid of Wiggins? That was his team. Remember, that was a rookie team. You had Wiggins, You had Kyrie Irving.
Tristan Thompson.
That was a real young team.
Yep.
And LeBron made it clear.
I'm not playing with Wiggins.
He made it clear he wasn't playing with Wiggins.
So he said they traded him immediately to Minnesota for Kevin Love. That's what he said.
Right.
Because Kevin Love, if you remember, Kevin Love was supposed to have been traded for Klay Thompson.
And going to Golden State.
That was what it was.
Exactly.
But they said we can get Wiggins, who's Air Canada.
Right.
They took that deal. That was a no-brainer deal at that time.
Right.
Klay was just a shooter.
Right.
So they do that. That's the first move.
Right.
And then later on, they see that they ain't winning as much as they thought. So they goes and trade for Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith.
Puff.
Yeah. They said we need some more defense and we need some more scoring.
Yeah.
So we go and get them two.
Right.
The GM didn't want to do that deal. He said it was no purpose.
Right. Right.
So he go and trade for them.
Right. So what's your thoughts on LeBron with coaches? Because I know when he was in Miami, he wanted to get
Spoelstra out of there.
I remember that was his first move that didn't go his way. He wanted him out.
He did it obliquely too. He even went to Pat Riley office. He don't even do nothing like direct.
Yeah.
He went to Pat Riley office and said, just, undercoverly, you ever thought about coaching again?
Right.
And Pat said, no, I don't think about coaching anymore.
Right.
I'm done with
I
that.
remember that. Right.
So he wanted Eric Spoelstra, which is one of the best coaches in the NBA right now.
That's right.
He wanted him out.
He wanted them out. So thank God Pat didn't listen to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So he comes to Cleveland, back to Cleveland, and it was a young team. This coach that they had, black, he was like a
European
legend.
He won like 3-4 Euro Cups.
Exactly. He's a legend. They got him. What is 1 year he played with LeBron? They went to the finals.
Went to the finals.
And LeBron didn't have any talent
and laws
in like 5 or 6 games. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then LeBron gets this guy fired and brings in
his assistant.
Right, Lou.
Tyronn Lue. Only people before he was a coach, only thing they knew about Tyronn was him getting stepped over by Allen Iverson.
That's right.
That's the only thing we think about Tyronn Lue as a player.
Right.
Getting stepped over.
Right, the little gutty guy.
Yeah.
Little gutty guy.
But that's his highlight of his career, getting stepped over.
That's right.
But now as a coach, LeBron likes him.
Right.
And then he starts, they won a championship.
They do.
And then eventually you could tell their relationship fractured at the end.
Yeah, because
Lou wanted more control as a coach.
As the coach.
And LeBron wasn't respecting that.
And remember, during the game, LeBron gets up on his grill.
Yeah, he started bickering with him.
In front
of everybody.
And Lou pushes him back and basically tells him, you're a player, go sit down.
Yeah.
LeBron, the millennium that he is, he goes and sit down and he didn't fuss with him.
Yeah.
But after that, you can tell.
Oh, it was done that year. That was the last year there too.
Right.
Oh, he was done.
Right.
He said, all right, bet.
So my thing with LeBron, I thought, okay, that team that lost against Golden State, and then the next team with Kyrie that won, Kyrie leaves after he gets his ring because he doesn't want to be around LeBron because LeBron takes all the oxygen out of the room. I get that. And he wants that oxygen for himself.
Yeah.
Okay. So that team is done.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron brings in all these old guys.
D Wade, D Rose, Isaiah.
Brings in, what's the other one?
Crowder.
He brings in all these old guys or seasoned veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That team, when I looked at that team during the regular season may not get you but 50 wins.
Yeah.
But that was a playoff season team that could have won. I wouldn't want no more than 50 wins with them because I would actually rest a lot of those dudes and relied on the youth to get me into the playoffs and then let these veteran guys. Because remember, D Rose didn't want to play for a minute. Remember, he
had mental
problems.
Yeah, you saying that he was mentally out of basketball.
Right. But I think as the thing would have progressed, he would have came back. Because eventually he did come back.
Yeah, he came back like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later.
Right. So LeBron had I thought that team would have gave Golden State more trouble than what. So what did LeBron do with this to me, a playoff team that probably would have struggled, and they got blown out, and that pissed them off. I think that was their Christmas game or something. That team didn't last long at all. But that